Every night, I hear footsteps coming from the attic at 12 a.m. every night. Now that I checked what the noise was coming from, I regret it. PT Port 2. I woke up in a hospital bed. I looked around in confusion as a women nurse came into the room in surprise as she said, "Hez awake." My mother came into the room and hugged me. I asked what was going on, and they said I went into a coma for 1.5 weeks. I freaked out and started panicking. They calmed me down and said I had to stay there for a couple nights and left the room. That night, I was awakened by the footsteps of something above my room. I started panicking, but then brushed it off as one of the hospital staff. I realized that those footsteps sounded familiar. "That wasn't the nurse's footsteps," I said. I started to panic, thinking of what to do. I realized if I told the nurse staff, it would just be in my head, so I decided to see what it was. I got up from the bed and had a terrible headache and a limp in my right leg, so I held my head and limped all the way upstairs to the noise without being caught by staff. Once I got to the room, I felt a wave of regret and started silently panicking. Once I calmed myself down, I walked towards the door and slowly peeked the door. I saw the monster's face and panicked and said, "It followed me here." I fell back on the floor in a wave of panic. I got up and fastly limped down the hall while the monster chased behind me. The hospital staff started to see what was going on and freaked out also. I ran into the nearest room and locked the door from the outside. When the monster came in, I tried to find a way around the monster until I saw a window. I divided out the window and yelled, "Close the door," as I fell through the air. I landed in a tree and looked up to see the monster's haunting smile down at me. When I was awakened, I said, "Is the monster still there?" They looked at me like I was crazy and said one of the scariest 2 words of my life, "What monster?"